Okay, welcome back. I think the market is very quiet actually. 32 points up, 25,268. That kind of a day. Broader markets are also not not rallying. They're taking it quiet and more down than up. So I think it's an ideal time to talk about slightly bigger picture. Markets, of course. We have Vijay Kedia, needs no introduction, with us here in our studios. As promised, of course, private investor. Vijayji, great to have you with us here, as always. And I want to tell our viewers that, on Friday, you must have seen the Hurun India Rich List, which came through. There are promoters and industrialists and, all kinds of people there. But there was also Kedia ji on the list. So congratulations, I must say.
Thank
you. अच्छी बात ये है कि you're not a speculator. You don't do leverage. You're not sort of trading in and out. I mean, I looked at your June closing shareholding. It's pretty similar to what the holding was 2 quarters, 3 quarters, 4 quarters back. Some small changes as such. So you're a long-term holder of stocks, and you're on that rich list. So I just wanted to start with that, and we'll get into markets, etc.
No, that is all right. If you, since you are talking about that list, it is 100 to 1276. So if you calculate reverse accounting, then it is 15%. The marks is 15% out of 100. Okay. So that tells me that miles to go. So that is all right. But one thing it says that market mein paisa banta hai. It is like this, that long-term investing is the only way to grow in this market. This is what it proves. Yeah.
But you started by saying that long way to go. So
still long way to go. No,
absolutely.
Because the rank is 1 to 76. So still a lot to cover up.
Next year, where should it be?
We don't know.
It depends on the market wealth.
Exactly.
वो तो ऊपर ही जाएगा.
And now that also we don't know. Surabhi and I, we always say that your demat statement belongs to the market. Your bank statement belongs to you. So we never know what is going to happen tomorrow, next year. We don't know about it.
But you've been cautioning on the market as well a little bit, right? You've been saying that last time I remember you said it's a stampede out there.
Yeah.
So is it still a stampede?
It is there in the market because some sectors have certainly cooled down, like what we spoke last time. Then after that, defense and all these PSUs had come down a little bit. But money hasn't, gone out of the market. So that is one good thing also, because it will keep the market going. And that people are still, being adventurous. Look at the kind of like IPOs, YPOs, all these things happening in this market. So people are still, risk-taking, that mentality is still there.
Correct.
So where is the opportunity right now? Because money is still flowing in. People want to invest in it. We believe in the India long-term equity growth story, but valuations are prohibitive. So where is it that you find opportunities?
Yeah, so again, it depends. I would not say this entire market is expensive, but I wouldn't say that entire market is also cheap. I think 90%, if you will find that 9 out of 10 places, you will find froth in this market. So what I am doing for myself is just stay tight. Whatever investments I have made, I am just holding them. Maybe one stock here and there I will switch, or I will do whatever. Otherwise, basic thing is don't be adventurous in this market and just watch.
Hi, Vijay ji. Hi, good afternoon. Nigel over here. Good to see you on that list, 1,276 odd. The way you said it, I could make out you're like that batsman who's batting somewhere lower down the order right now, but you have your eyes set, on coming in and playing a longer innings at the top of the order. So wish you all the best with regard to that. Since you were talking about market froth, Vijay ji, I wanted to ask you about the SME sector in particular. You have taken some large bets in some of these names out there. And it seems for now the street is just painting it with the same brush. That a lot of them, there is fraud, they're being hyped up, etc. But some of them have themes as well. Just to highlight, there's this affordable robotics company that was SME, now it's going to be listed on the main board. So the management as well has done some work besides having a theme out there. What is your view on the SME space and some of these smaller cap companies?
No, I feel that there is froth in SME also. But the thing is this, a new investor, it would be very difficult for a new investor to discriminate or to that where is the froth and where there is no froth. So that is why it becomes little tricky. Now coming to the stock which you have just named, that affordable, I'm an investor in this company for last many years. So so that is a disclosure. But let me tell you one thing, Nigel. Just it is like an upgradation from SME. You are switching to like say main board. So it is like from economy class to business class. So ultimately it is not going to change anything. You know that amount of time you are going to travel is the same. So maybe you will have little bit comfort here and there if you want to raise money and all. So that will give little comfort to your investors and all. Otherwise, fundamentally, it doesn't matter.
So you'll feel that maybe the steward or the stewardess comes and gives you like a juice couple of times more because you're in business class
maybe.
on the main board.
Yes.
In terms of getting more
comfort.
Funding. Fair point. But just to expand on this point, that there is the SME IPO buzz, and we've seen the regulator also warn on it. There's also the entire sort of FOMO about unlisted in general. Now, whether that's unlisted, Swiggy, the need to be in the pre-IPO stage of the next big IPO, whether it was Ola or Swiggy next. What do you say about that? And in terms of the IPO pipeline, I'm not talking about SME now, main board, interesting, bigger companies that are coming out. What are the concepts? So what are the kind of companies that look exciting to you?
No, nothing. If I don't invest in IPOs. I don't invest in pre-IPOs also.
Okay.
And certainly in this kind of market, so far as while I'm talking to you, I will not invest. So I am just sticking to my old investments and all, and I'm comfortable. So I would not like to be adventurous. When there is a typhoon, no. That is the best thing is to stay calm.
And your portfolio, we'll have the portfolio up. We think we were showing the portfolio and it's largely stable. This is as of the end of June 30th. Stocks were, companies were, Mr. Kedia has over 1% holding. There'll be others as well under 1%. That's not, of course, public. Mr. Kedia, on Surabhi's point, pre-IPO, I think it is also a little bit of supply chain management, right? I mean, you are going back and back because by the time it comes to the market, it is expensive. So you're trying to, isn't that what is happening? I mean, for people who are doing it, they're trying to buy it, before as a private company, and then, anchor mein to, as a small investor, you have no chance. So a lot of the interest in the pre-IPO at an early stage is because at every round, at every stage, by the time it comes to the market, and it is true for large investors as well, that you're going right to the source to try and get it as cheap as possible because, as you've been saying, by the time it gets to the market, it is not cheap anymore. It's kind of fairly valued or expensive.
Prashant, somehow I feel this 9 out of 10 stocks are manipulated. Let me tell you, if I can use this word, either manipulated by merchant bankers or manipulated by the owners, promoters or investors, or even the person who is applying into all these companies. I think there is a manipulation going on. There's a scam going on in this sector. I'm not saying that...
Which sector? In
SMEs, IPOs.
SME IPOs.
SMEs, IPOs and all.
Okay.
Yeah.
But only the SME board, or you think that even in the main board, in the pre-IPO segment, there is some sort of undesirable element of trading?
Look at Ola. What happened to Ola? I think it got listed at 76 rupees. I think the moment it listed, it was not in circuit and all. I think
No, it had a very calm
Correct?
1 or 2 days.
And then what happened? After a few days or maybe after a few hours, it started and stock went up to 155. And one big FIIs or one big investor, I don't know, they dumped the stock, they sold the stock. And stock is down 30%, 114. What is this? May not be manipulation, but it's a euphoria, and it's a clear-cut euphoria. Yeah. So I would like to stay away from all these kind of happenings in things in the market.
But you said specifically with regards to SME, do you think last few weeks it's kind of quietened down a little bit after all the, SEBI has put out an advisory, and what one I hear at least is that because these are not approved by the regulator. These are approved by, these SME IPOs are approved by exchanges, BSE and NSE. But rate of approval has come off. Earlier it used to be 3, 4, 5 IPOs every week. But, it's kind of, they're slowing it down a little bit.
And that is why that Yamaha dealer got listed. Oh, baap ne nahi kiya to bete ne chori kar liya. Bete ne nahi kiya to pote ne kar liya. How does it matter, yaar? You know, that this is what the news is, no? Two
dealerships.
8 employees and all. Yeah. So I don't know, they must be using some AI and every dealership will manufacture some vehicles.
And we were having this chat with Deepak Shenoy as well on that particular issue. Now, they did not ask for 2,700, 2,800 crores. They asked for, 12 crores, right?
12 crores.
12 crores. They got a subscription for people said
400 something, whatever.
Now, what is the promoter going to do? You're right, it's euphoria and people are really chasing things up. But would you call it, how would you characterize it?
Bull market.
I think these kind of things are structured, Prashant. It did not happen just on its own. It is pre-decided. I think all this, I don't know who is the merchant banker for this company. I'm not talking about this particular company. But I feel that this is what I had told SEBI also in one of committee. They had taken me, I said the same thing there also. It is all these things look like pre-structured. They sit on the table, okay, he will apply this much. They have a set of investors who had made money in the past on their IPOs offerings and all. So it's a structured issues, a structured game. I'm not talking about this particular company, but usually I think these are structured issues.
So this subscription of 100 times, 200 times to some extent is a bit engineered according to you.
Engineered, yes, 100%. It does not happen like this.
Happen.
Yes.
Now, of course, SEBI is saying on day one there's a cap, right? 90% on SME.
Yeah, now they
on
have
SME
changed
listing.
it's
90.
So you liken the market environment currently to that of a typhoon.
Yeah.
That causes a lot of damage and destruction. But at the broad index level so far, we've gone unscathed. So are you anticipating a big correction in the market?
Correction is coming in this market. Earlier, I was expecting that maybe this entire market will collapse. But it appears that this liquidity will not allow this market to collapse on the whole. So maybe it will keep on happening. Market will keep on rising on a rotation. So maybe some sectors will react and then money will go in another sectors. So this rotation will continue in the market as long as US market is holding the fort.
But global is still important? Global is still important? Or
of course, it is important. Sentiment-wise, it is important, I think. Yes, I think it is.
Because August, we got a bit of a jhatka, but it was quickly corrected, right? Early August.
तो झटका ठीक है झटका because ultimately वो झटका के बाद में वहाँ का भी market जरूर देखते होंगे कि भाई Dow Jones is also at all-time high, Nasdaq is also coming at all-time high.
Correct.
So that sentiment-wise, it does matter, I think.
Vijayji, the thing is that what we are trying to understand is the new normal of getting a huge amount of domestic liquidity month after month, thanks to the mutual fund money that's coming in. And that is one trend that is not reversed, right? So one wonders that, and that's why maybe all issues are getting bought. I mean, when you had capital gains tax that got bought, you had election volatility that got bought into, you have US hard landing, soft landing, Goldilocks is there, not there. It's all getting bought into. Does this worry you, just that we are in maybe an irreversible kind of a situation where money just keeps coming every month?
No, it is not going to last forever. Of course, it does worry me because I think that it is not going to last forever. Now, coming to your point, like long-term capital gain tax and STT, STC, because there is so much volume in this market, so much satta is going on in this market, so much gambling and jua is happening in this market. So they don't worry when you go to the casino and suppose if you are charged 5 rupees ka cheese ko, if you are charged 25 rupees or 50 rupees, you don't mind.
Yeah.
So, and as I think I had said on the channel also that how many people pay long-term capital gain tax. The way the day LTCG was raised, I said it is not going to have any impact in this market because hardly few people pay long-term capital gain tax.
You just likened the market to a casino. You think we've really gotten to that state?
What is happening in this market, this is very similar to the things happening in a casino.
Okay,
it's a modern casino.
Nigel?
All right, Vijayji, final question. Since you spoke about the EV theme, Ola, and you gave your take on that, I wanted to ask you about the other ways of playing this theme. You have something like precision camshaft out there. Plenty of promise, but delivery has yet to come. You want to run us through your thesis out there?
Yeah, Nigel, I am an investor in this company.
Yes.
So that's a disclosure. I have vested interest. And I think the kind of things what they are doing since last 3 years, that retrofit or whatever that people know very well. So, and they are, of course, dealing with some of the large LCV manufacturers. So, and if we have belief in this EV theme and all, so of course, then retrofit will also work sooner or later. So maybe they should be benefited.
So Vijayji, let's now talk about the investor who wants to go beyond, whether it is casino or whatever is happening in the market. But we're talking about people who want to build long-term wealth. The problem that they are grappling with is that for most cases, the stocks that people want to buy, the prices are not coming down. And the ones where you have maybe valuation comfort, the likes of your large blue chip banks, for instance, or your FMCG companies where you have quality and maybe, good pricing as well. those stocks have really not taken off in a meaningful manner. So investors are left with this confusion in terms of what to buy. So what would your advice be?
No, I will say that what I can't advise, because I'm not an advisor. I will say that what I am doing, suppose if I like the shares today only, and maybe there must be some froth also in that particular stock because of the whatever happening in the market. So there are two ways, Surbi. One thing is that I buy now, and maybe stock price will fall 10-15% and I will regret. And the second option is, like, suppose if I buy today, and if I don't buy today and stock goes up 15-20% or maybe 20-30%, then again I will have a regret. So you have to choose one regret which is closer to you. So to me that regret is better, that I buy and stock price goes down. That is, I'm comfortable in that regret rather than missing out the train. So it depends on your individual choice, that where you are find your own comfort zone.
Okay, and I know you can't name stocks, but maybe themes or ideas that really inspire you right now. I mean, people are talking about quick commerce, then whether it's electric mobility, data centers. I mean, there are a lot of newer sort of topics that people are discussing where companies are also coming up. Where do you think long-term money can be made?
Maybe money can be made in all these sectors which you have just named, but these names have become very fashionable. So I usually don't invest in the sectors which has become so trendy or so fashionable. I like to invest in the sectors which is which is not that much in the public domain, or people are skeptical about those sectors. I usually invest there.
And that phase is long gone, right? We're in a phase where most things are glamorous.
Fashionable and glamorous,
so, those opportunities have thinned out. Vijayji, great to have you with us here.
Thank you
very
for
much.
coming
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
And really appreciate it, as always, here on CNBC. Well, I think we'll...
Thank you for watching CNBC TV 18, and do follow us on all our social media platforms for news, updates and more.